afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending at YouTube. This is me, all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, it's Sunday. Not much to do unless you're going to church. Here in my home state of North Carolina, it's kind of in my town is very boring. I mean, everybody do their party on Saturday and anything now go to church on Sunday. So anyway, folks, as you know, as a content maker, I always want to give people who opportunity to share their stories, and I know you guys out there who follow me, you will say, we can have this, we can have this, well, I have people who I want to have on. This lady here, I heard about her doing, as you know, I'm a good friend with lovely Mrs. Eunice Matania's Kitchens. She runs Bad Rap, and this is one of her clients she's working with. She mentioned her she was doing a podcast with the Female Bottom channel. I said, you know what? Let me, Eunice missed this woman. Let me, let me see. She wants to come on here and share a story. So we have here with her is the lovely Mrs. Beverly Colman and her husband Brad Colman. They are both amateur competitors, and their story is going to be how they met and what got into bodybuilding, and just let's have a little fun here. So welcome, ma'am and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you, each of you, what got you started, as I call this, the sport of muscle masculinity? And we go like this, ladies first.
Well, I've always wanted to be a bodybuilder. I mean, even when I was in high school, but circumstances did not allow me to do it. I remember seeing Iris Kyle and Corey Iverson. I remember seeing her in Conan, and I was like, oh my God, I want to look like that one day. And Haley Trevino and all these women, they were strong and they just had this like aura about them, and I always wanted to do it. So fast forward to around between 2014 and 2016, my dates may be a little bit off. My Zumba instructor, Trishan Lantham, she had me doing weight training. She said, hey, you're getting beyond this. You really need to look into bodybuilding. And it was like a light bulb or something just struck me. And I was like, really? You think so? She said, oh, yeah. She said, you need to get in touch with Kelly Hitchcock, who I started out with. And Kelly was doing bodybuilding back in the day with Branch Warren and all of them during that era. So I started out with him and Darla Perry, who she actually was an IFBB pro women's physique bodybuilder, and she started training me. I learned a lot, and I just fell in love with it. And so ever since then, I've been doing. I had a couple of hiccups and took a couple of years off, but it was still in my mind to keep and move forward with it. Now I'm training with Pedro Ramirez in Austin, and he has been great. He's a Marine like my husband, so failure's no option for them. And he's really been with him. This go around, this prep has taught me a lot about myself. It's taught me a lot about just staying true to myself, really focusing, making sure I'm doing everything that I need to do on my prep. Can you see us? The screen's turning blue.
Yeah, sure. What's it?
Is it turned blue on your end?
No, it's nothing.
That's like Dean. Who's Dean Smith?
That's my account.
Oh, it might be somebody trying to send you a call or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna cut it off short because I know I could get a little talkative. But just learning a lot. We looked at it. We've met some really great people in the bodybuilding industry. We visited gyms. We both like to travel and do car shows. So the gyms that we go to, we've met some great people that were also in the industry. So that's even encouraged me more to stick with it. I'm in prep currently right now after a 3-year hiatus. So I'm due to do a show. I'm just leaving everything up to my trainer. I'm sure it's going to be soon, but like he said, you just do the work. Let me focus on all the hard stuff, because you can't get wrapped up in your mind as a date. I got to be ready for this date. He said, no, when you're ready, you'll know you're ready, and I know when I will know when you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like I say, we have technical difficulties because it could be something with the laptop or something with the the Wi-Fi. I can't never say sometimes, but thank you for it. And Brad, what got you started?
So I got into fitness in high school, middle school, playing football. And then after my freshman football year, I wanted to start. So that's I really got into weightlifting. I grew up watching Arnold and Lou Ferrigno. So then carried it through the high school, went in the Marine Corps, and just continued on with weightlifting and weight training because I was a machine gunner, so it helped carry, the equipment and all our guns and everything. So I got out of the Marine Corps, went into law enforcement, and there, physical stamina and strength is just as important. So by then I've been doing it, lifting weights 10, 15 years. It just became part of life. Like, it's just, you don't even think about it. So, but 2019, we met in 2017?
17, yes.
And I went to one of her shows, the Europa, and watched it. And I was like, well, kind of want to do it, but I never thought I was big enough or good enough to do that. So I kept, I'll do it one day. Well, then I got shot and almost died. Then, so I spent 2 months in the hospital. I lost probably 50, 60 pounds of muscle. I had to learn how to walk again. But I came to the gym the very next day I got released from the hospital. I had my little walker and carried my wound back because I still had an open wound on my leg. And we're at our friend's gym, Johnny Barrera at Be Fit, let us come in there. And that's where I got back into, after getting shot, started working out again. And I decided, you know what, life's too short. Let's give it a shot. So I did my very first show in Galveston, October of 2020. The Muscle Beach Classic is called a year to date of getting shot. I placed third, I think 6 or 7. And I was like, well, I did better than I thought. So I was like, let's tweak a couple things. I did a show again 2 months later in December. I did Ed and Betty Peruso show.
Texas Cup.
Yeah, Texas Cup. And I got second and qualified for nationals. I was like, well, let's just see how far we can take it. So I did nationals the very next year in Pittsburgh in 2021. Really wasn't feeling it. I mean, it costs a lot of money to go fly to Pittsburgh, hotel, show, and the rental car. And I was more bummed. And I really wasn't bringing my A game. I got 20th out of 37 because there's 37 guys in my class. So I took a year off, and then I did 2 shows last year. I got requalified. So now I'm looking at doing the national show in December here in Texas. But I got more focus, kind of got a plan more and a vision of to buckle down. And, I know what to expect national, so I'm not, going to be a surprise. So that's kind of where my background is. And I used weights to get through, my injury and my mental side of stuff I dealt with. So it's just kind of what falls back on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty tough. Sir, I want to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this as a citizen for your military service. I want to say to you, we appreciate the sacrifice you make for our country, for your service to police officers. Thank you for your service. I mean, I had my nephew. He was stationed when he was in the Army. He was stationed in Afghanistan. My niece was in the military, but she was overseas, but she wasn't into any war zone situations. And you two, I think that's good that y'all two found each other. You have a shared comment. I've done interviews, like I said. She asked me one to interview with her. So that's cool because I've done interviews with couples before. It's not the first time I did this. I'm not a newbie here. I rode this horse plenty of times. But it's good that you found your other is passion. And also, with the Nationals being in Texas, I think Texas has become a growing mecca for bodybuilding.
Oh, it's a mecca. It's kind of always been that hidden gem it's always been a mecca for bodybuilding because you got Ronnie Colman from here, you got Branch Warren, you got all these big names that lived in Texas. And so now with the Nationals being here, I think more people are coming to Texas. A lot of people that live in Texas, that's convenient for them because it was expensive. It was a learning experience, but it's expensive. And I tell people when they say, hey, I would like to do a show, I tell them that's good, but make sure that you got your finances together. Don't not pay bills just to get ready for bodybuilding because at the end of the day, very few people get paid for this. Very few. Yeah. And so that's the first thing I tell people. And another thing I tell them is, make sure you know why you're doing it. Always know your why. Because you can get so caught up in, people, you look so good, or oh my God, you're doing something that I'll say most society doesn't do. So if you're not balanced and you don't keep yourself humble, you can get caught up in that. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. And that's one thing I've appreciated that a lot of people have told me. Even Haley Trevino, she said, hey, keep your head down, do the work, and stay humble. Even my coach, Pedro, hey, stay humble because there's always going to be somebody coming up. There's always going to be a new person. 20 years from now, somebody else is going to be competing. 5 years from now. So you have to learn to be humble and just enjoy the sport. And that's the longevity of it. Just enjoy what you do.
Yeah, because this is a tough sport. It's not for everybody. And to say the great Ronnie Coleman says like that, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder. No one wants to have your ass weight. That's one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Here we get here from a man, Lawrence Perkins coming through. Shout out to Lawrence. He says this. He says, "Good afternoon, everyone. I just came from church too." Also, this is from Mr. Jaguar 2011. He's giving a thumbs up. Thank you. Also, I see the issue, Lawrence. It's like a pink and bluish. I don't know. It could be just something on their end. It might be, I don't know. Sometimes it's just one of the things that happen with technology.
Sorry, we're pink and blue.
Yeah, that's all right. We just, and also this is from Brother Rage. He's giving a thumbs up and a fist up. Thank you, Brother Rage. Thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, you're working with Pedro, who is the husband of Anna Harris, and today is her birthday. So
yes, happy birthday, Anna.
So happy birthday, Anna. She just did it in Texas. She's going to make her second qualification, made a second qualification in Olympia. She did pretty good, both at Atlanta and Chicago.
Yes, she won both shows. She won both of them. Anna's a mutant. She is a mutant. If you ever see her up close, her body, she has an X factor. Oh my gosh, she is the sweetest person. You would think somebody at that level, they would be like, Anna is the sweetest person. She's given me such good tips and advice. So that's helped me. Matter of fact, in 2018, we did a show together. I think it was the Texas Cup. I think we did that. The one in Waco might have been. But she got first place and I got second place. It was funny. So that's where we met. So I've been competing for a while. And I actually started around the time when women's physique division first started kicking off. So I saw just the how it evolved into what it is today and how the women have evolved. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, say the truth for you, I wasn't too fan of it because I've been always a fan of bodybuilding. I grew up. I grew up in the part of the 80s. I remember Arnold and Lou. And you remember Pumping Iron, Brad, we was on the bus together, and they like said, all of a sudden, Arnold, your muscles are too small. Arnold, that was classic bodybuilding. I remember when I first saw Pumping Iron 2, and that kind of, I would get into that pubescent stage, and that's just something that blow my mind. People like Corey Evans, it was Richard McLesh and Bev Francis and Carla Dunlap, and you just those women were just amazing. Here we get here. This is from from man Lawrence says, I can see you plus it's just like a visual effects like Batman. Hey, you talk about that other guy. He completes me. I mean, I wouldn't be around with him without him. And yes, Brad, I want to tell you something to your lovely wife. You are beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so sorry about him.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So, what was that like for your first time, both of you competing? Being on stage.
For me, it was scary. I thought it was one way in my mind, but when I got on stage and all those people are looking at you and the judges, and you are being judged by the way you look, your body, and then you're backstage and you see people that probably been doing it way longer than you, and they have more muscle or whatever it may be, it can be intimidating, but at the same time, you have to go, listen. I'm in this to do it for me. I can't look at what everybody else looks like. I'm competing against me. And that's why I think it's so important if you do decide to jump into this arena, you need to always remember that you're competing against yourself because you're going to go to shows that there are people, they may have been competing 10, 15, 20 years. They're going to be bigger. Some may be smaller. It depends on what division you're in. But you have to keep in mind when you go to that show that you've done the best that you could do. And there's no doubt. You never want to go to a show thinking I could have stayed on my diet better. I could have done that extra hour cardio that my coach told me to do. I could have done this, I could have done that. You want to be sure when you get on stage, you've done everything that you needed to do and you brought your best package. Because at the end of the day, you got 5 minutes up there. You've done a year or two worth of work for 5 minutes. So you have to show what you got.
And what about you, Brad? What was that first time being on stage as a competitor?
So very first show, one thing I would suggest, if you can afford it, like I just did the open bodybuilding because I think it was like $120 for each class. So I went straight to open. If you can afford it, do your very first show, do true novice and novice, so you get them jitters and the practice out of the way. But so I was very nervous because it's just bright lights right in your face. I couldn't see the crowd because the lights are just right in your face. And all you see is, the judge is right down below you. Somebody, they're not even looking at you, looking down at the paper. So you're like, oh, am I doing it wrong? And they're not going to look at me. So when I went up there, you only get a couple seconds per pose, it feels like. So you got to make sure you hit it perfect each time. And remember, what your posing coach told you, and your breathing and all this stuff. And then before you know it, oh, thank you, gentlemen. You'll see, you walk off stage. And so I was nervous going up there and doing it, but I was relieved when it was over because it was over. But it was, I didn't feel like wasn't nervous like, oh, I didn't do enough prep or whatever. I was just nervous because, you're up there barely wearing any clothing in front of all these people. And also I was afraid I got to carry my legs. So I was more afraid of tripping on stage because I got leg issues because of getting shot. So I was make sure I didn't trip over my leg or something, fall on the ground. So, but I think I still get nervous. I've done 5 shows, but the only thing that help you is, practice your posing. And, so you get in your mind that when you're on stage, it's kind of just you on stage and try to tune everybody else out. So you just work on what you can work work on what you can work on as you're posing. So when you get up on stage, it's just second nature. Mm-hmm. That's why, when you lift weights, do a good set, hit a pose, do a set, hit a pose. So it's all muscle memory. You ain't got to think about it when you're up on stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because people don't understand that this is tough sport. You train for about a year just to be on stage for maybe a minute at the most. Yeah. And then the dieting and everything else that got involved with it. And then, working out and training and schedules. And you have also the consistency of it. Because the mindset of everybody outside of sport of bodybuilding is that all you got to do is take some pills, take this, take that, take that. No. You have to you follow a diet. Like I got a friend, he's an IV pro. We do a podcast together. He told me like this, George, these guys can take the same stuff I take. But if they don't follow the criteria, do the workouts, be consistent, they would look like shit. Because, that's not easy to do, especially for a man, most definitely for a woman. Because especially for women, it's a lot harder for y'all because society doesn't fit the idea. Women supposed to be soft and feminine because, you're from Texas, I'm from the South. The idea of women supposed to be gentilly.
I get it. I get the looks. Oh my God. I literally have people, they'll laugh. And I'm like, hey, it is what it is. In the South, there is a different mind frame. Now, when you go to the bigger cities like Dallas and Houston, they're used to seeing bodybuilders. They'll be like, oh, there must be a show going on. But we live like in a little bit smaller town, like 80 miles east of Dallas. And especially if I'm wearing a tank top and I'm out. Now, there are people that'll come up and go, oh my God, that's such dedicated work. We know the diet and the workout is grueling. And it's not easy. It's not for everybody. I can't go cheat on a meal. I have to weigh everything. I have to eat certain things. I can't go treat myself to a crumble cookie or something. People understand your diet is very strict. Certain workouts you have to do to build certain muscles because you're getting judged by how you look. So if your shoulders are lacking, you may have to do 2 days a week of shoulders. Or if your back is lacking, you may have to thicken that up. That's 2 days or 3 days worth of legs or whatever it may be. It's not like you go to the gym. And a lot of times me and my husband, we go to the gym together sometimes. people don't understand when you go in there, you have to get in it. You can't stand around and talk and chit chat about the football games or chit chat. You have to go in, have your mindset of what you're gonna do, get in and get out. And I tell people, I don't, people have come up to me and say, "Oh, y'all really intense, but you're really sweet once we get to know you." And I say, "Yes, y'all." And now they understand when you explain it to them. Look, I have to come in. I have an objective. I have to come in and do X, Y, Z. Now, afterwards, I could talk to you, but during and before, no, because I have to get done what I got to do. Like Branch Warren used to say, he used to get mad at people when they come and interrupt him doing a workout because they don't understand the objective. But overall, it's we don't really have that much problem. People do stare, they ask questions like, "Oh my God, both of y'all are bodybuilders," and we're like, "Yeah." But it works. It works out for us because we have that in common. I mean, we met at the gym. He took a whole year to ask me out, but he said it took him a year to ask me out, which was hilarious. But when he finally did, I was kind of like, "Eh."
No. She's like, "Yeah." So
I did light up though, because I always thought he was cute, but then I thought, most times you go to gyms, you think guys are players because a lot of girls come there looking for that type of guy, and I was there, look, I'm trying to work out, I'm trying to build this muscle, so, and then he thought I was dating this guy. Me and this guy worked out together because I would work out with the guys. There's a couple of girls, I know one of my friends, Ashley, me and her can work out all day, but there's a couple of girls I work out with, but mainly I worked out with the guys because they tend to push you more and push you harder. But I think he thought we were dating, so he didn't ask me. I was like, "No, we're not dating." So I think he found it okay. I'm gonna finally get the nerves after a year.
Speaking as a guy, sometimes, especially women can be intimidating, and sometimes we have to say, what? Let me get my courage up. And she's seeing what you do to say, "Oh, that might be a man. I don't want to step on his toes," and then get myself knocked out in the parking lot. That's you got to think about that. Like one of my masters always taught me, say, "Beware of surroundings, young Master Wayne. Never give a shield footing for a killing blow." And you went in, you got your woman, you got your girl. Here we got a comment from my man Lauren. Shout out to Lauren. He says, "To you, power couple, keep that love strong for your whole eternity. The stronger the love, the balance of the life." Also, this is for a man, KL, the one who just came through. He says, "Hey, good afternoon. Thank you, brother." He says, also he says, "Where are you guys from?" They're from Texas, the great state of Texas. Yeehaw. So, and also he says this. He says, "It seems like it worked. He waited for a year and to ask you out." Yeah, sometimes take that little courage, get his courage up, So, folks, what we're gonna do is this: we're gonna jump into social media for a little bit and look at some pictures and videos and follow them. If you want to follow them, they're in the link of the live stream on my YouTube channel. You can follow them, you can support them, help, like I said, they can use the support, fans, everybody can follow them, but this is a disclaimer I tell to everybody, and also this is no offense to either both of you. I have to do this because it's a disclaimer. Guys, no D pics.
Yes. Ladies, no P and T pics.
hey, Brad, you have a problem?
Well, I'm gonna have a problem.
Hey, Brad. Hey, guys, hey, Brad, still gotta worry about you getting D pics too, because you're a pretty guy. Give that. So.
Yeah.
It happens. The bodybuilding world is crazy. So, folks, we're gonna jump into social media for a little bit. And here we have here. Wow, you got a crazy back.
That's always been my strength. I've had, even before I started competing, my back's always been pretty big. It's always been huge, but I think it's more of a hereditary thing because my brothers, they both have big backs too.
Yeah, I can say that to you. I think because it's just I'm kind of big. I'm big boned now, but I always had to. Remember one time my teacher, I was sitting out the door at my classroom. My teacher said, "George, damn, this was in high school. I was playing football just like you, Brad, and I was lifting weights. I was pretty strong at the time. By our time I was 17, I was already bench pressing nearly 400 pounds. And here's y'all at your wedding day. I know she act like Oprah Winfrey in Color Purple. I'm married now.
Yes, I did. I was like, I'm married now.
I'm married now. And what was that feeling like when she said I do to you, Brad?
Oh my God, me and Brad, he's my best friend. And so we've been together for a while. We've had it's been a great, it's just been a really great ride. We've traveled, we do car shows together, we dress up for Halloween, we just do a lot of stuff. And so, we lived together for a hot moment. So I think I had got contented with, well, maybe we're just gonna live together, but he still viewed us as being married. So, but when he decided, he said, "Hey, let's just go get married. Let's
I
go."
didn't say, I didn't say, hey, let's just go.
I know he did. He did it in a really great way. We were in the Dominican Republic when he mentioned it, and he proposed. And I was like, oh, "Okay, we're gonna do it a year from now." He said, "Oh no, we're gonna do it when we get back." And I was like, "Okay." So it worked out really good.
Yeah, that's good that you found each other and you support each other and love, especially in the sport of bodybuilding. It's quite a few
That,
couples.
that Valhalla place.
The one, the picture you just went to,
It's
that
right
one,
here.
right, the one where
Nope.
Brad, the next one, he's standing in front of a building with a purple car.
Oh, is this one here?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a gym we found. We're staying in New Orleans, and that's a pretty good hardcore training place.
Oh yeah, that gym is
If
great.
you're down in that area.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have a gym membership. It's called Plaid Fitness. I know it's not a bodybuilding gym. Yeah, yeah. And this is a picture of Anna,
Yes.
in
Until
Atlanta.
she's a mutant.
Yeah, her taper just crazy. I mean,
Yes.
I remember
I
she just
like to
did.
support people too. Like, she's a friend of mine, and I love supporting her. I have a lot of friends that are pros, and they always tell me, "Bev, think like a pro." Always think like a pro.
Yeah,
That picture is Haley Trevino. She is going over posing with me.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, she is great. I was so thankful for Eunice and Bad Rap for sponsoring me to pose with her, because that's like a dream. She was like somebody I always wanted to meet. And I met her, and it was like talking to a sister. She was like, "Hey girl," so it was great.
What's this event here?
That's my daughter. She graduated with her BSN in nursing yesterday.
Well, congratulations. Just
Yeah, she had
congratulations.
her red bottom shoes on. So I was like, "Go ahead, girl."
How many children you have?
Two. I have a son and a daughter.
Yeah, the other
And
pictures from her boy's wedding. With
Yeah.
the green dress on.
I think it's probably somewhere down here.
That one.
Here's my man, Mike Tyson. He's one of the fighters. I like to see Mike Tyson. I remember back the day he was like, he has that fight coming with Jake Paul. People talking about, oh, Jake Paul's gonna beat. Hell no. Hell no.
No, Mike Tyson's
No.
a monster. He will. Oh,
No.
and Sheila, I've been posing with her for 10 years. She's been in industry a long time too. You've probably seen a lot of. She's done. She works with Battle of Texas with Freddie.
Sheila Brown. Sheila Brown. Yeah, I
Yes.
remember. I know her. So she's been
Yeah, I've been with her. For a while. So
Yeah.
That's who I go to for posing.
Yeah.
Sheila.
Who's the cute little baby? That's she.
yeah, that's her son. That's my little grandson.
Cute
Yeah.
baby.
He's bigger than that now.
Yeah, I know. And it's good that y'all two have. And this is your son. He got married, right?
Yes. That's at the courthouse. Yes.
Congratulations to him.
Thank you.
It's good. These are great
My
pictures.
kids turned out great. It was right. There's Anna again. I think that was last year.
No, I think that got to be 2021. I recognize.
Yeah,
the
that's the
background.
Olympia. Yes. That's
Yeah. And here y'all, Brad here on the stage, and
Yes.
you compete in,
Well, that's the first. I'll try to do classic physique back last spring, but I had to, with my height, I had to get down so far, and that was the worst I ever felt. So I went back to bodybuilding last October, and I got third there. So I went back to bodybuilding, did a show in October, and qualified. Got second again, so I qualified.
That's pretty
So
good.
I'm going to stick to bodybuilding because with my height, classic physique, it's too much of a struggle to get down that low.
Yeah, because that division is it's supposed to be a throwback to like the back in the day, like with Arnold and Sergio Valerier.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like how physique is supposed to be like the look of Linda Murray.
Yes.
But if you look at it now, if you look at how the division has evolved in the last few years, where like I know. I saw Anna did an interview with the guy who I know. His name is Glenn.
Yes.
Glenn lives like half hour from where I stay at in
Yes.
North Carolina. And he asked her if she was considered doing bodybuilding. And she's kind of, but if you look at the women now, especially Natalia Cuejo, that's a good example. I think Sarah, I think one thing I'm thinking is things changed after really when Sarah Vilgas became champion.
Yes, but you know what? She's given a lot back to women's physique and the women's bodybuilding format. I think he's letting our dog out. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. That's not the problem.
I think I see my friend Darla Jones. I remember that was like when Dana Lynn Bailey did the first women's physique. So Darla was more in that era, and the girls were smaller. They have gotten bigger, but I still think I like women's bodybuilding. That's actually what I'm going to compete in. I still think both of them. There's like almost a thin line between women's physique and women's bodybuilding. Except women's physique, I love both, and I think I might try out to see. I think my body's geared towards more bodybuilding because of my back and things. But Sarah Villegas, she's very shredded, but I think her body, she looks great. She looks great. I think the women's physique girls, they look great. They're all beautiful women.
Mm-hmm. And like Brad, do you follow anybody in the sport? Who's your, anybody you follow?
Not really. Most of my I follow is mostly car people, car stuff. I mean, I'll watch the Generation Iron podcast with Victor Martinez. I watch his stuff every now and then if I'm not doing anything. But I mean, we kind of met Ronnie, but he's on his bike. And
she didn't want to disturb him. I wanted to get an autograph.
She wanted to get a picture, and I'm like, look at that man alone. He's riding his bicycle. Wait till he gets done working out. But then he snuck out before we get a picture.
And I was like, see, you missed out on the opportunity. He was we walked by, and I was like, hey, Ronnie. He went, hey. And he was riding his bike, and I was like, see, we could have.
That's like the original Metro for
yeah.
I tell you, one time I went to my first Spider-Man show. This was back in 2022. It was Savannah Pro because it was a lot closer for me to get there. People I got to see there. I saw one guy was there who's changed bodybuilding. He saved women's bodybuilding. That's Jake. Every time I say his name, I gotta say his yo Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. That's Mr. Jake Woods. He was there. I saw Linda Murray. I even took a picture with Alina Popa. I also saw Hella's good friend, Irene Anderson. That was the last year she competed before she took a shutdown, and she was at Savannah. And I mean, these are very impressive people. And when you follow this sport and you see, when you meet people in real life, it's just something awestruck, And, people got to understand that there's a lot to the sport that takes the time, the money. I mean, especially for you women, I think it's a lot more expensive. Guys, Brad, you got to wear a banana hammock and a pair of board shorts. That's about it.
And tan, that's it.
That's a tan, that's it. Women, you have to, the cost of the hair, food, tanning, travel expenses, and you have the pleasure that what you need to do is she's sponsoring you, helping with Hella's helping with your posing. Who's your coach? Who y'all working with?
I work with Pedro, but Sheila just. You mean like as far as the getting ready for the shows?
Yeah.
Oh, Pedro Ramirez is my coach.
Okay.
I do my own, but I've listened like Kelly Hitchcock when he was doing her. I would listen what he would say to her, and with Pedro, I would listen what they talk about. So I kind of got down what works for my body.
Take bits and pieces.
Yeah, I keep my ears open what other people are saying, and think about it and give it a try and see if it works for me. But I mostly do my own. I do all my own workouts, my own food, my own diet.
We've lucked out. We've met, like I said before, some really awesome people in the industry. Some people have told me they have had bad experiences. We haven't had a bad experience. Everybody, we went to Memphis and we met Samika Cash. She owns Cash Fitness and she just competed. Great, awesome person. Every time we go to Memphis, she's like, y'all come to my gym, come work out. That's her. Yeah.
Well, I had the pleasure of interviewing Miss Cash a while back. I did one thing. I have a thing called comparisons, where I do comparisons with bodybuilders. And I did compare with her and Sheila Brown. I said, Simica Cash. She saw it. She posted on it. Said, "Yeah." I said, "You know what? Come on, let's do an interview." Correct, because I'm from the South. Just when I see it, I spell
That's
it.
me. I'll say it Southern too.
Yeah, I spell it how I see it. And
Yes.
I mean, she just did Tupelo. She did Texas.
Yes.
She did Chicago. Great physique. I think she has the look that I don't know. She did figure for half a minute. She's kind of like where just I don't know. She really.
She's a hybrid. She's a hybrid. Her back though, nobody can touch her back.
Mhm.
Nobody. Her back is so detailed and so it's big, it's wide, and it's also thick. She's got the ideal back. She's tall. She's like me. We're tall. So the leg area is where we have to really work on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. You have to bring in. It's about what the judges see, because that's the one thing that
Exactly.
when it comes to the presentation, especially working out. Here we got here from man KL. He has asked questions. How long you been married? So so how long it's been now since
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they'll be coming on 4 years.
4 years? Yeah, that's good.
Well, we've been together like almost 8.
hmm Well, my parents were married for 55 years, even though my dad was living in New Jersey. We were still here in North Carolina the last 20, 30. But yeah, it's good that you're two together and you're in 8 years together, 4 years married. I mean, that's
It's
good you
been
have love.
great. He's my best friend. It's been great. I mean, we enjoy it's. We just enjoy doing everything together. Um, I mean, you know how you hear some couples they say, "Oh my God, they can't stand or they got to have a break from their mate." We're not like that. He's never called me out of my name. He's always at night, can't go to bed without giving me a kiss. And that's just that, little things like that mean a lot. To me, that means more than getting a big, huge diamond ring or a big Cadillac or something. I think just someone genuinely care about you and genuinely interested in what you do and treat you right, that goes a long way. And I think nowadays, I think we actually hit the jackpot with each other because it's hard now in relationships because you got social media for one, because people that's fantasy island. So people get on there and they think, oh, maybe I'll be better with this person or that person, and they think the grass is green on the other side, and you have to come to terms with.
And, and you find out when you're stuck in a hospital bed who's going to be there to wipe your butt for you because you can't do it yourself. That's what after I got shot, I was stuck in a hospital bed, and I think the first couple of weeks I had to go with bed pain, and she was there to. I mean, she come every day to the hospital bring me food because hospital food is junk.
I
But
can tell you that. I can tell you that.
yeah, but I mean, somebody's there to be wipe your butt for you. You really know they love you. So I mean, it's just
Yeah,
We've had our trials and tribulations, like with him getting shot. And even afterwards, we had to deal with that, where he was mentally, he couldn't work anymore. He's, 100% disabled. So, but you know what? It always worked out. We always came through. As long as we stuck together and hey, we're going to be in this together. We can be in a shack. We're going to do this together.
yeah.
communication. Communication's key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel you on that because you know what, my mother, she had went through a lot. She was sick for like a good 5 or 6 years. I was there by her side. I took care of her, and then she took care of me because a few years ago, it was like 10 years ago, I had got a heart attack on my job. I thought I was had a cold, but it was a heart attack, and then I was at the cardiac unit for about a week. And then when I got home, I see specialists. They told me my heart was under 12%. I had to get a pacemaker, and then and it was struggle trying to find a job because most places don't hire you when you have one of these in your chest, especially if you're working kind of heavy machinery. But then my mom got sick. I had to step up because she was my woman. I had relationships. No, not relationships. I had relations, but not relationships. But
Yeah.
I was there. I took care of her. And when she left, when she passed away, I said, you know what? Now it's time to take care of me. And I have my family and brothers and sisters. I love them. But it's good when you have someone in your life like you have, who's been with you thick and thin, hell or high water. Especially, like I said again, there's been people who get in relationships, things don't work out because there's no really no even flow. One's trying to be the boss, one wants to be this, but then when you
Then
have that,
there's superficial things. They see somebody, they think, oh, they look good, or they got money, or whatever it may be. But you got to look at the long term. What if all that disappears? Are you gonna want to be with that person? What if somebody loses their job? I mean, I went to a thing where I quit my job because it got too much, and he said, "Listen, stop your job. We'll figure it out." So I took 2 months off and then went back to work, and it's been great ever since. But those are the things you really have to look for in a partner. Hey, is that person gonna have my back? Am I gonna have their back? Something, or am I gonna bail when something goes wrong and everything's not peachy keen? So, but it's really worked out, and I told him he's stuck with me until one of us leaves this earth. So.
Wait a minute. I'm a little bit
Gonna
confused.
get the dog.
So, what do you do for a living, Beverly?
Man, actually, right now I'm doing security at the juvenile center, so I'm with these kids. It's a little different. Yeah, the kids, they're something else, but it's been great. I mean, our dog's coming in. It's hot out here. It's like 100 something, I think, degrees out in
Oh
Texas.
yeah. I
But
know. It's my nephew was stationed in Texas. He told me like one time was so he said, George, he called me, say it's so hot out here, man. You walk outside, you already melt. Say, nah, I'm a fat
yeah,
man. I'll be a black ghetto snowman. I'll melt. He melted. He was a ghetto snowman. So, but yeah, you work with these children. I mean, it's kids nowadays. It's different from when we were coming up because I think life was a little easier. But one thing is getting at social media is one thing. I use social media because it's a tool for me. That's how I get contact with people, how I do some of my interviews. But this is the thing because a lot of the guys on here who follow me are, as we call them, muscle purse spouse. And they like you ladies, you muscular ladies, because Brad no fish when you ladies like you when there's an old smoke saying when you ladies get rock hard, we'll get rock hard. But but the same thing you for me, Brad, the guys on the other side there, right? Not me. It may not be the 80s, but I'm down with the ladies. But yeah, it's good that you find compatibility, you find love, especially in a sport like this. This is
yes,
this is sport
because
people
you're with people that you're with like a percentage of people that they look good all the time. So I mean, to me, my husband looks good all the time. But you have to wrap that around. And yeah, you're gonna admire other people's body, not in a sexual way. It might be, oh, that person's back is good. I mean, he's seen women. I've seen guys like, dang, look at their legs. Dang, look at their glutes. Dang, and you're just admiring the work that they put into it. But you have to respect each other too with that, and it comes down to respecting them, especially in a marriage. And like I said, we've been fortunate. The friends that we do have in the industry that are married, they love their mates, and it's kind of like that. I was saying, my grandma used to tell me, "You are who you surround yourself with." So if you surround yourself with people who like to step out and do other things, yeah, that's gonna eventually go into play. But we tend to avoid that, and everything is we do things together. Like I said, he's my best friend, and so you have to, once you get married, especially, you have to respect that sanctity of marriage, and other people need to respect that sanctity of marriage. So with that, you go into that mind frame of I'm this person's. That's who I bow to. That's who we didn't want to get married. We could have stayed single and did what we wanted to do. So, and that's why I tell people, if you're gonna go out there and do that, stay single. Don't get married. Don't get in a relationship. Just stay single and go do whatever you want to do.
That's what I'm doing. I'm confirmed bachelor. I know my sister. She keeps saying, "When you gonna have a baby?" I said, "I'm about 50. That window is long gone." Most of the I was working a lot. I had a couple of jobs. I didn't really go out like that. One of my jobs, I used to work in a gentleman's club, so that's a different situation. But yeah, I mean, life's about you should have your fun, and then you feel like you know what, I want to settle down. I want to be with somebody. That's that choice you have to make. You have to be
Yes.
into it fully, wholeheartedly, with no doubts. So as you're working out and training, what's your favorite workout? What's your least favorite workout? What's that workout you say like, yes, I love doing it, but this one say, damn, I got to do it today.
I want to also something real quick. I want to touch base is being with someone who understands this lifestyle. Too.
Yes.
Because them like them couple weeks going in prep to the show, you're malnourished, you're dehydrated, you're cranky all the time. And so someone who understands that, and also who knows how to help you through it, and then also understand, you're too tired, like ready for a show, like the night before a show. I do her tanning. We do our own tanning, so I'll help her with her tanning, all that stuff. She'll help me with my tanning. So someone who's going to understand, what's involved, and you're going to look different off season, on season, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But to the workouts,
Their favorite and least.
I mean, my squats. I've been liking my squats lately because my weight is becoming way. I'm playing with 500 pounds for 10 times late. And usually I never used to touch that weight. But now what I've been training is I'm squatting. I'm doing 500 pounds 9 to 10 times, and it's not as heavy. It doesn't really feel heavy, so I really like doing it, and especially feeling afterwards. You do that, you feel good after.
So you think leg day is your
Well,
favorite?
yeah. I mean, I like squats, but least favorite is I look forward to every day I get to work out. I mean, because I've been there not getting a workout, and so that feeling like you want to, but you can't. Either work kept you from going to work out, long day, or physically unable to because I got shot or you got an injury or something like that. So I make myself take at least one day off now to kind of rest up and heal. But I really look forward to working out when I do. So I don't have a least favorite day, so to say. My exercises I do, the ones I enjoy and that work for me. So I guess every day is my favorite day. Simple.
I like back. Least favorite is chest. But I think chest for women is not, we don't do we have to build it, but it's not like the guys have to do. But I still don't care to do it, but I do it. But yeah, chest would be.
Yeah, usually the typical one is leg day because that's like this is from a favorite episode of Chappelle's Show with Charlie Murphy True Holly Stories. We met Rick James. And they go back to Eddie's house, and remember when Rick says "F your couch, Eddie Murphy,"
Yes.
and then and Charlie and Eddie are bent his legs, say, you black darkness, and Dave's crying like, "Where my legs, Eddie Murphy? Where my legs, Charlie Murphy?" That's the least favorite for most bodybuilders, but yeah. I know everybody has that one that, like I said, your back is one thing. I think that's why it's your favorite. Everybody has whatever works for them and the goals they want to get to, especially, we hit the stage. Now, as competitors, I know, especially being on a diet and you're prepping, what's that thing that calls you, that thing that makes you want, that the thing you desire the most, that especially when you're eating, what is that thing you want the most?
You mean like kind of like what I want but I can't have?
Yes. Tell me, share me your desires.
I will tell you this: it would be actually a pizza and crumble cookies.
Ooh.
I want crumble cookies so bad. I want 2 or 3 of them. But I know if I got them, I would get sick. But I know to stay away from. I don't even look that way when I drive by. I just go, okay. But I know, and I do know that once I go into off season, though, this time, like I said, I took like 3, almost 4 years off from this show. I know I gained quite a bit, so Pedro had to get me back in shape to get into competition shape, because there's a difference in getting in shape just to get in shape and then get in shape for a show. So I had to take a year just to trim off and redefine some things, then go into competition shape. So that's where I'm at now, is to get ready for a show. Because a lot of people think, I go work out, I do this, I eat halfway decent. No, it's a whole nother planet. You know, you have to look a certain way. Your food has to be measured. There's certain things you don't put in your diet. There's certain things you pull out. Certain things you put in. So,
And food can a certain meal could determine first or second place.
yeah,
Especially the night before, if you come in too flat, you don't load up enough, or you were too
spilled over.
or on your prep you weren't disciplined enough, So, but for me, I like sweets.
Oh yeah, he's a big sweet person.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. He puts frosting on pecan pie. Like in the South, I was like, who does that?
Brad,
Who does that?
Brad, I love sweets too, Brad, but man, that you gonna have type 4 diabetes.
That's
like
what
this.
I said. I said, oh my God, you don't have diabetes. Like he loves frosting.
When I have a lot of money, I take bread and make a frosting sandwich. Just I couldn't afford the cake or something.
I mean, yeah. That's like I said, everybody have their different tastes, because that thing is about food is both a tool and a weapon for a bodybuilder. It can, especially if you're on a low carb, diet where you don't get enough carbs, because your carbs is very important to the brain and everything else. Proteins, everything that's the factor, because people can figure bodybuilding is circumference everything from your workouts to your sleep to recovery to what supplements you take. Everything cardio. I know that's the least favorite for anybody, but cardio. But it's everything's evolved to get you to that level, to hit those, to hit a certain look, and to bring in the best quality of yourself that you like. And people need to understand this, that this is sport. And so again, it's not as lucrative. If it was, I think like I used to remember bodybuilding used to be on television. Just a while ago, I was flipping television. They're showing pickleball on television. Have pickleball.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just saw this a while back. We were talking about pillow fighting. It's just bodybuilding is a pure sport, but because it's not very popular, because always people going to do this. It's like steroids out there. Yeah. But
yeah. That's the first thing. But see, the thing of it is, I think it's like I said, as humans, we're physical. So you see somebody with a lot of muscle, you automatically think that. But you got baseball players, golfers. There's a whole arena of people that do that. But because they don't look like that, nobody addresses that. And I think a lot of it too is just people they're not knowledgeable about the bodybuilding industry, because it's anything that is not normal, it scares people. For a woman to walk, I remember when Kelly told me, he said, listen, they're going to stare at your husband, they're really going to stare at you, because you're a woman and you're walking around with this muscle. And what's funny, I've got more comments made to me by guys, like, and these are guys that they probably, you're bigger than me. And it's like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. So I think just people really being knowledgeable of sport, they need to know, okay, I have to eat 5 to 6 meals a day. They have to be timed right. I have to drink a gallon or 2 of water a day. That has to be timed right. I have to work out. I got to do an hour or 2 of cardio. I was doing 2 hours of cardio, Stairmaster, and then I got into, I started adding boxing in there. So because I had to find something fun to do for the cardio. So, people just not knowledge of the industry, not knowledge of, what's really involved in it. I mean, they see powerlifters and they see they're bigger guys, and, they're not cut up. So they don't, they're eating pizza and stuff. That's normal. But, just like I said, more knowledge of the sports, really, just with anything, I think just educating yourself, really. And I feel like if somebody wants to look a certain way, then why is that your business? And why do you feel you need to tell that person what they should do or should not do? I mean, I don't go around going, oh my God, I think you need to do this and that, because it's not that I don't care, I just don't care. That's your business. But for you to feel like you need to address me because I'm muscular, you're going to go spread these rumors or go say A, B, and C. To me, just come ask me, hey, what are you eating? What are you drinking? What are you doing? Don't go around talking about it and then, then somebody else, it's but just a misconception of the industry. I just think. And plus, the negative, anything that gets negative media is gonna get focused on. Just like prime example. I've heard people say things about the Olympic girls. Those girls are beautiful. The ones at the track team, those girls are beautiful. I've heard people, oh, they're too masculine looking, too muscular. I'm like, y'all think those girls are muscular looking and you have a problem with that? So that you have a whole segment of people out there, they're going to say something because they, don't matter what you do, you're never going to just make them feel like that's just people want to talk about you. Got keyboard warriors. They want to get out there and say what they got to say because it makes them feel better about themselves. And so it puts it in perspective. When I heard them talking about the girls in the Olympia, I was like, those girls running track, some of them girls came from like backgrounds that if they wouldn't have done that, what else would have they done? And they made it. They went to the Olympia. And you're talking about Serena Williams, prime example. I thought, hey, if I had a butt like that, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah,
nothing. When they talked about how muscular she was and she looked like a man. And so I think of those women. I'm going, you know what? People are talking about you regardless. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's crazy because Serena is just. I mean, she wore that black cat suit at the USA.
Oh yeah,
oh my god, I love that. That suit somewhere in Smithsonian. This is like it has handprints on it.
Yeah,
on the glass. Yeah, because people got to understand this is not just simple. It's not easy. And the comments I talked to ladies that it's crazy that you have people who don't. This is a lot of people who don't have the courage to do what y'all two do. To get up, to train, to work out, and they want to break you down. But as you say, you said in boxing, one of my favorite fighters is outside Mike Tyson is Rocky Balboa. You know what Rocky said? It's no matter how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can take the hits and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Because your life will beat you down.
But yes, it's like the quote you put this morning from Bruce Lee. You don't need to learn how to win. You need to learn how to lose. And losing, it'll condition you. You either gonna get up and fight, or you're gonna lay there and crawl in a circle. You're not gonna get accolades. Me and my coach, we were talking about that earlier. You're not gonna get the accolades. Personally, I want to coach. People ask me what coach you suggest. I don't suggest coaches because everybody's a coach is what works for you. Now, I like my coach because he reminds me a lot of my husband. They're both Marines. They're going to tell you exactly what's on their mind. They don't care whether you like it or not, but it's going to always be the truth. Some people want coaches that, oh, you're doing good, but then they're going around telling everybody else that you don't look that good and you're not going to do that good in a show. So I'd rather have that. And like my coach told me when he started with me, you're going to need time you're going to have to shred some of that. You took 3 years out and you got a little happy. So I said, okay, I need to do what I got to do. At first, I was kind of like in my feelings, like, oh, well, do I really do shit? But then I look at pictures now versus what I look back then. I said, he saw what I refused to see. So now, what am I going to do with it?
Mm-hmm. And Brad, your thoughts? We had you.
He said, your thoughts.
Yeah.
I guess like the industry and.
Well, one thing I wanted to say is, it's years of hard work.
It hasn't been overnight success.
No, and a lot of America, and that's the bad part of America, is everybody take a pill for this, take a pill for that, to quick fix. But don't realize it takes years and years of hard work. And there's a difference between going to the gym and going to the gym and actually working out.
Yes.
I mean, you got to go with a purpose, a goal and a plan for that goal. I got in my book. I write all my exercises, all my weights and sets in there. I keep track of everything. So once my headphones go on, it's time to go to work. You're going to work, and you got to, I've been really going on a lot of Mike Metzger's and Dorian Yates's kind of philosophy of, I used to do like 3 sets, 4 sets. Well, now I'm trying to. I do 2 sets. A good set, like I'm going for 12, whatever, 8 reps. Then I go to my failure set, right? I load up the weight. If I do more than 8 reps, I do more than 8 reps, to failure. then move on to the next exercise. But you have to tear that muscle down to rebuild it, and you tear it down by working in the gym, but you build muscle outside the gym with your rest, your food intake and all that stuff. So, if you can't outwork a bad diet.
Yeah.
And you see, people in the gym, you can tell they drink too much beer, too much pieces on the weekends,
Energy drinks,
or they're not then they're talking on their phone. So I tell any beginner, you got to go on, with your purpose and your goal, and you go put the work in. And you're gonna have naysayers no matter what you do.
Yeah, it's anything.
Even you want to talk like race car driving. There's people critiquing those people. Oh, he's cheating. He's whatever. Or sports. You live a happier life when you stop trying to please everyone else and just focus on what you can do and we can do with your life, how to improve your own life. But there's always going to be somebody trying to bring you down no matter what you do. Mm-hmm. So you just, like Keanu Reeves had a quote, says, "I'm at the point in my life where you tell me 1 + 5 = 10. I'm going to say, hey, I agree. And walk away. There's no point in an argument over
it. So they want to argue about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you find a good coach that works with you. Brad, you do it on your own. I think it's a lot tougher. So especially when you do it on your own, because sometimes that coach really can give you insight and stuff that you might be missing. And you're, like I said, it's a process, but you do what's working best for you.
And it takes a couple shows to learn what works for you. You're not going to, very few people nail it on the very first show. Walk in, win first place, win overall on their very first show.
And if they do, they've been in the industry in some degree for a while. They may have not done shows. I know people who can get on stage today, but they don't want to compete. And that's another, people don't realize. You see people that they have it. They can go up there, they can blow a show out the water. They just have no desire to do that. So you have to respect that too. And then you got people, they get, and I'm not, bashing coaches or anything, but there are coaches out there, they'll tell us about, I'll make you a pro in a year. Okay, good for you if you do that, but you be careful how you do that. And be careful, don't get somebody where they think that's going to happen, then they get disappointed, and then they go, well, you told me X, Y, Z. No, get that person, always tell that person, I'm going to do the journey with you, but the ride is you. Don't tell them what you're going to do for them. Let them do the work. You're just going to guide them. But at the end of the day, my coach can't make me do cardio. My coach can't make me do my diet. My coach can't make me do the workout. I have to go in and do that. He can guide me and he can say, hey, you doing good, or listen, you suck. But at the end of the day, it's you versus you.
There's one thing also I often hear, like, trust the process. But here's the thing is, before you trust anything, you have to understand it first.
Yes.
And when you understand it, then you can fully trust it. Because sometimes you just still go into something blindly, just without, thinking, what is going to be the results of what I do this? Is this going to work for me? Is this something that, because sometimes it can backfire. And people who, like, you talk about how people get there. I've seen it, but sometimes it's a rare occasion for somebody to hit the ball out the fence. Good example. Somebody I like talking about this. It's one person who I'm a fan of, and she's one of my favorites, and that is Andrea Shaw.
Oh yeah, she was phenomenal.
Yes. And because I showed the autograph, folks, before she came on, so I won't go see. I know you guys don't. He's always showing that. Hey, that's the thing.
Hey, show it.
Because I'm a fan of hers. I think this is what I think is the level of what you want to see. Especially, you want that great look to femininity. I love Andrea because I have her on here. I love her. I'm a fan of hers. And this is a picture I got a problem with. This is my brother, Big Keith Williams. He's Ivy Pro. He had his hand on my girl. I love him. I love him. He's my brother. I call him my brother, but he had the hand on my girl. I'm sorry. I get obsessed,
Yeah, and you have to tell people when they come, because you'll have people, and I'll try to have people in the gym and tell them, they go, well, I'm like, look, you go and do your own research. You go do your research on coaches. Talk to a coach. I mean, one thing that made me go with Pedro that I appreciate to this day, he said, listen, even if you don't pick me, make sure you're healthy and make sure your mind is ready to get back into doing the prep. And I was like, you know what? That stuck with me because somebody can come to you and they can feed you a line of everything. Oh, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this for you. But they're not telling you this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do the diet. You're going to have to do the workout. You're going to have to sleep. You're going to be tired. They have to tell you. And then don't even include if you got health problems. That's a whole nother arena. So you want a coach that's going to listen. If you got health problems, you may not want to do this diet. You may not want to do that level. You may want to do something else. Let's try powerlifting or let's try jujitsu, something that's not so strenuous on your body. Because bodybuilding can be strenuous, especially when you get down to the diet and the workouts and all the other stuff, the sleepless night, because you're going to get tired and you're going to go to that phase where you're depleted. Yeah, so you want a coach that's got your best interest and your health at heart.
Yeah, because I tell you, I got some issues like other than that, the pacemaker. My heart's been pretty good. At one point I was almost 500 pounds because I was taking care of my mother. I was so
Yeah.
I had to take care of her, put myself to the side. But now I'm like right under. I'm at three. Like I said, my doctor went to. I say it was 398.
Oh, that's good.
That's within barely a 4-year time difference,
Yes.
right? And yeah, when you get into something, understand what you get into, understand the process. Take the time to, study, research, just don't, like I said, just go something blindly without not showing what you get into. We heard from a man, Davers Adams. Shout out to Davers. He says, happy Sunday, peeps. Thank you. And he's always picking up. He says, George, don't even think about it. Let it go. Heal. I can't let it go. Yeah, I can't. I live for the grudge like the outlaw Josie Wales. But but me, Keith, we're still cool. He's my brother. I love him. But I told him next time, because he said I think he was going to say he was going to plan on, his wife used to compete. Tina used to always go to the Rise of Phoenix every year, but she's not competing this year. But I told him, next time you see my woman, don't you put your hands on her. I love you. I don't want to have to, you're a big man, Keith. I don't want to have to fight you for him. So, yeah, folks, we do, like I said, this is why I like talking to people like yourselves, because you give us a story that a lot of people don't know about, was to be a competitor in the sport of bodybuilding, and I learned a lot while doing this content. I got into, like I said again, because I was taking care of my mom, I needed something to deal with her stress and her stuff, my own mental issues. And when she left, I said, you know what, now I have something to invest myself, my time into. I love getting the opportunity for people like yourself to share your stories, because people understand that this is not just an easy sport.
It's your life. It's your lifestyle.
Yeah. It's the choices you make. And then also, I wish your store was a little more profitable. Where one example like this, because Brad, you get disability for 100% disability. Like, if you decide to, I don't need to do my job anymore, you can live off the bodybuilding lifestyle. You can, promotions, can help. I know you get units help you out with some sponsorship, but that's the hard part. Some people can't. Everybody can get sponsored because
very. That's the 1% club. Like even after even the pros, a lot of them you have to keep your day job. It is expensive, and see people they look at, like I said, the superficial. They'll see you in the gym or something. Oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. But you gotta. That's why that goes back to the research of that. How expensive can I afford to do that? Can I buy $600-700 or $1,000 suit? Can I pay for a hotel? Can I do transportation? Can I fly here? Can I pay a trainer? Can I, do the food? Food gets expensive. Can I do all of that? So you have to count the cost of what you're getting into. And those that do get sponsored, they're, like I said, the 1% to 2% club, because a lot of the pros I know, they're not sponsored. They had to pay for everything off from a job. So, and pro means professional. You're a professional bodybuilder. You other people look up to you. And that's, I said, if I ever get pro, I want to be able to give back. That's one thing I said, I do want to give back. And I want people, especially to the women, because the women do not get paid like the guys do at all. And I would love to see where a lot more, if people can afford it, or women put more into the pot for them to get paid more money, so they can continue to compete. Because a lot of that might be what's at the pro level. Can I go to 4 or 5 shows and compete to try to go for the Olympia? It gets it if you got kids, bills, car note, all of that. So
Yeah, because like one thing is like for you, Brad, it's cheap for you because hey, you got a pair of banana hammocks. That's it.
yes,
So
yes.
that's like how was it like maybe $100, maybe $60. But for your wife, it's like she has to buy a suit that's like a
Jewelry,
mortgage,
suit, you know.
hair, everything else, and then the other stuff that's involved with it. Just the expense of travel and all that. When it's just so much to it. And I wish that the prize money thing is just the what Sarah did, put up like
Oh
15K.
my God, yes.
She put up her own money. She's because she's a rich man's wife. She can do
Right.
that. But I look at these shows like this is the way I'm gonna say like this. The men, and this still fits you, Brad. The men's division is the bottom bitch. The men's open division is the bottom bitch. It's always going to bring in the money.
Yeah.
That's why it's easy for why they get like if you saw the Arnold. I was I grew up watching Arnold, big fan, but he's not a fan of the muscular women. That's why he cut out women's bodybuilding,
A
figure,
lot of the
and
guys
physique.
aren't. They aren't. But a lot. I mean, even Dorian Gray said he's not a fan of it, but he appreciates the hard work. A lot of them are fan. No, a lot of guys. I don't want no woman that are walking around bigger than me or got much muscle as me, and a lot of guys don't like that look. But also, this year I've noticed the girl that won the what show was it? Bodybuilding show. She was beautiful. The girl, even Andrea Shaw, the women are beautiful. So I think you have to put everything in perspective. Um, I do think if the women work hard like that, they deserve the money too. They deserve the money. You work that hard to get to that point. You may not like the look, but appreciate it. If that makes sense. And say, hey, you know what? I might not too much care for it. But I think these women, they need to get $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 too. Or
Yeah,
50,000.
well, like I say, it's not going to always be equal with men, but at least I would say like this: like the show coming up, the biggest show outside of women's bodybuilding for the Olympia is the Rising Phoenix. Andre's gonna get 50K, but she still get 50K at the Olympia. I think she should get at least 100K at the Olympia. I know one lady that Sherry she promotes that's Sherry Priyami, who's promoted by Eunice. She won Chicago attractive lady. I've had her before on my channel. The one you talk about, one Tampa, Christina Mendoza. She's very appealing. I mean, everybody has the idea that when you come up female bodybuilding, you're gonna be like bulldoggers looking. You
Yeah.
look like what best way to say you look like a Franco Colombo with a hair wig. But
Yeah.
no, there's some. Like I said, I do content. I do my one comparison. It's called Flex and Sex Appeal. I talk about there's some beautiful women. I've interviewed some like I interviewed Sheena Olick. She's beautiful. I met her in
Oh
person.
yeah, yeah.
She is beautiful. She's wonderful. I mean, people got to understand that what you like. I know they're always gonna like as I call them, the TNA division. That's the wellness and bikini. That's but you women like in figure, women's bodybuilding, physique, and even fitness, y'all have your own look, your own style. And these guys who follow me, they follow because they think like the other guy like to say, "You are beautiful." But like I said, well, everybody's not gonna have what they like, and you know
Yeah.
what? As long as you respect that person and respect what they do, you don't have to like who they the overall their physique or their body, whatever else, but respect them as a human being, as an athlete. You are athletes, both you and your husband. Y'all are in competitive sport, and that's the thing. Respect is the most important part. You don't like I said, love. You can keep your love, whatever, but respect me. Like
Yeah.
like Martin, like I say, respect me. This is for my man. Um, shout out to man. Diverse says, I agree. Women are incredible of being bodybuilding. Yeah, and yeah, it's just the time process. Like you said that you're planning on doing nationals.
I'm actually gonna try to get qualified for this because I've been out for like 3 or 4, almost 4 years. So now I'm trying to get ready for a local show to get qualified to go to nationals.
And Brad, you're doing nationals.
Yes, in December here in Texas.
Yeah, because I know the Nationals was in California. I mean, for Florida for a long time. Moved to Texas. I interviewed a couple of ladies who just got their pro cards the next year, last year. And it's one thing is that even in women's bodybuilding, not as many pro qualifiers outside of the Olympia. There's the Nationals. North America's coming in a couple of weeks. I had a friend of mine. She did the Miss International. She win her class, but because there was enough competitors, she didn't get a pro card. But it's tough for y'all for your amateur competitors. The cost of not just the other costs, but the cost of entry fees and everything else. But one thing I think I said again, NPCIB should invest in your athletes. I mean, one thing if you like Brad, if you win in your division, you should get your entry fee back because you think about it. That's like $300. You can put it back in your pocket. You can put a new.
Well, the good thing now, though, a lot of the Texas shows they're paying entry fees for people to go into. Yeah, they're doing that now. Because if you win your overall and you just go to national, they're paying for some of them. So a lot of the Texas shows are giving back. They are doing that, and I think like Eunice with bad rap and Sarah Villegas. I think the women. I think what's going to happen is the women are going to have to pull together and go, look, we're going to have to do this. And I think once the men start seeing these women, they mean business. They're here to stay. I think they'll come around. It may take one or two men to go, hey, y'all need to give them what they deserve too. But I think it'll happen. Especially, I think I've seen really good results here in Texas. I really have. So a lot of them are paying. They're saying, "Hey, we're going to pay your entry fees to nationals." So it's. I think it's doing a turnaround because for years, women's bodybuilding wasn't even on the map. They had taken it off, but they put it back in there, and you got more of the younger women coming in wanting to do bodybuilding, like Hunter Henderson. Different women like that. So you got a lot of the younger girls, which I think will help grow it. And then women's physique, I think the women, oh my God, they've been some girls. I'm looking at their bodies like, oh my God, they're mutants and now you're seeing more women going towards that direction of being physique, bodybuilding. So I think with time and just the women rallying and going, hey, we deserve, we got to pay for this. I think it'll eventually get there.
Yeah, because you mentioned Hunter Henderson, also a lady who's living in your home state of Texas, Ashley Jones. She was figure and then went to physique and to women's bodybuilding. Now she's going to be competing this coming weekend at the Rising Phoenix. This is going to be her second show as a bodybuilder. It's like I said, it's a process, about how you go and how you grow as an athlete.
Mm-hmm. And it takes time. Don't think it's going to happen overnight. Don't get in your head, oh, I'm going to do this in a year. I'm going to do this in 2 years. I mean, there's people I know, me, myself, and other people, some people have been 15, 20 years getting their pro card. It takes time. Everybody's not going to go in and just blow out a show. You got those. And the main thing I especially tell the females, be in it for the longevity. You don't want to be a one-hit wonder. Be able to get your pro card, and then, hey, I want to do a pro debut. I want to be able to do pro shows. Don't go, I'm going to get my pro card and go, that's it. Go in there and see what you stack up against. See what you look like. See what you can do. See where your body can evolve to. And I think also more women, if you do the shows, they'll keep the shows. But if you stop competing, then, they're going to be like, well, there's, no point of doing that if you only got 3 competitors showing up for a show in another state. So, but I think the women, they're stepping up. They're like, hey, Sarah, Eunice, them, they're like, look, we're going to support these women. And I want to get to that point where even if it's in a little way of, hey, this is what some kind of way of helping to support the industry. I want to eventually get to that point.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's good. It's good that we need people like yourself who wants to really inspire and to bring the sport more attention, more, opportunity, especially for the women. This is why I do this channel. I really as a content maker, I was about you ladies, but just also to give people a chance to share their voices, to share their story.
Thank
you. The quote, my favorite movie, Batman Begins, at the end of it, where Jim Gordon says to Batman, says, I forgot to thank you. This is the Christian Bale. I love Christian Bale's Batman. He says, you never have to. So we're almost too long. We do appreciate the time they have given us. I know, they are just great people. I hope they do well. So when Brad gets back, we ask him this question also. What would you like for yourself out of bodybuilding?
Oh, me and my husband, we've really enjoyed. You know what? Believe it or not, I am a big country girl. So once I've stopped bodybuilding, I want to. Me and my husband were talking about we want to be on a farm. I want to do animals and have eggs and outside of bodybuilding. I just want to enjoy life. We travel. I want to travel some more. We do the car shows. We did the hot rod tour. We do that every year, which goes across all these different states. And so we've just been really enjoying life. And I just want to continue that. Even, we have that balance now where we do things outside of bodybuilding. So once bodybuilding does end, I don't want it to end. I may not be on stage, but I want to do something in the industry in some capacity, whether it's helping, someone sponsor them and go, hey, I'll sponsor you for a show, or, help them, get connected with people like for hair, makeup, a suit or something. I just want to be involved in some capacity of helping. But like I said, I want to be a farm girl. I bet you want a farm with some chickens, some donkey, and some goats and stuff like that. So that's me.
So, Brad gonna be like, the Green Acres is the place to
Right.
be farm living. So, Brad, what would you want for yourself out of bodybuilding as a whole?
Um,
Tough one, huh?
yeah, I really haven't thought about it too much. I mean, I guess I'm trying to see how far. I guess I started out to prove that with my disabilities, I can still stand toe to toe with people who are fully body able. And right now, I'm just kind of seeing. I did nationals. I was curious. I was like, well, I could have been top 10 if I would have just tweaked this. So now I'm kind of thinking, well, let's see how far I can go. But I mean, I'll still, if I don't compete anymore, I'm still going to be in the gym all the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll do that.
I've been in the gym since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
But with bodybuilding, if being competitive, and working out, if you make it, you got to make it fun so you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you got to have a life too outside of bodybuilding. Because if you can't be like, I guess not focused, but you put all this stuff into one thing, it doesn't work out. Well, what are you going to do now? So that's why, I also like to build cars. I like to, we do car cruises. I like to do drag racing, here and there. We travel, been to Curacao, Dominican. But see, See, you can't work out to compete, because when you stop competing, you're going to stop working out.
Mm-hmm.
So I compete because I worked out already. So I'm still going to continue to work out even if I don't compete anymore. But I've always been involved in fitness since I was a kid. Riding my bike around town or whatever, playing sports. So, but competing was just a second factor of liking to lift weights. Like to work out. So I mean, down the road, I get, you can, and I still might do, like we had a guy, Mr. Stonewall Jackson. He was competing on stage in his 80s, doing push-ups on stage with his sunglasses on. So, I still may do it, well in the Masters, but maybe just do amateur shows just to keep having fun with it. But right now, I'm just kind of seeing how far I can go with it. See where it takes me.
Yeah, that's good. What we got Brad here. As a car guy, what do you prefer in your cars?
Oh, well, you can't go wrong with boost. Like, I got a Silverado I built, and I had it turboed. I didn't really like the turbo, so now I got a supercharger on it. I just built a G8. And I'm kind of thinking about putting boost on that because boost makes everything more fun. But I mean, I build street cars that, do drag, like we did Hot Rod Power Tour this last June, and 3 of the stops were at drag strips, and my dad's got a Mustang. He put a supercharger on, so he always wants to talk smack, so we had a race. And he beat me the first round, but then I got him the second round because he was sleeping on the line. But I like to, I race, but I'll go like I want to do LS Fest, which is it's a racing event. So, but I grew up out in the garage as a kid with my dad, so that's something I just enjoy doing as well. Um, you gotta find a hobby to keep yourself busy.
Brad, this is which I think I love you, Brad, because you remind me of my older brother. He's been gone for 21 years. My brother James, he loved cars. He had a, a Mercury. He built it. He took it. He raced it. One time, him and my oldest nephew raced it. My nephew beat him, but then at the end, he had to get himself a new oil pan. So but yeah, this is Brad. I really like you, brother. You really thinking about my big brother. He was the one who really got me into body because he used to get the muscle max. He was a football star here in our hometown. He loved cars, and that's why this is a great conversation. It's great when I talk to people where it made me think of people I know, your friends or family members, and just like with you, Beverly, made me think of one of my sisters and one of my aunts. And it's y'all two are just generally great people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like I said again, you don't need to thank me. I this is why I do this because I know my channel is still a small channel. There's so few of us that do content, especially on women's bodybuilding. There's the female bodybuilding channel. There's my man David from Female Body 4. My man KL does some too. There's Didi on the spot. I had Didi on. I even worked with the female channel before, and it's great when I get the opportunity to meet people like yourselves, especially someone like Eunice. Eunice is a great lady. I reached out to her. She came on. She still keeps me in the loop with her in a bad rap. We had Sherry sign her contract on my channel, and this is the reason why I do this because it's just to let people know that y'all not just a big pumped up muscular bound muscle people. Y'all are real people.
And we have lives outside of that. And we're just regular people. We just enjoy bodybuilding.
Yeah. So like I said, I do appreciate your time y'all gave me. And I enjoy talking with y'all. I hope for the best of you. So before we let you go, if you have anybody you want to shout out.
Oh, I got so many people, but I just want to shout out to everybody that we've come across in the journey. I started out with Darla Perry and Kelly Hitchcock, Pedro and Anna, Sheila Brown, Samika. She gonna give me, but I kind of Sam. I mean, we've met. There's just so many people. Raw Iron Gym, the gym that we go to, Ultimate Gym, TC in Galveston. Yeah, we've met just everybody every gym, everybody that we've met. Eunice, I definitely want to thank you, Eunice, for Bad Rap, for just giving us opportunities, sponsor me with the posing with Haley. Oh my God, Haley, thank you for giving me advice. I mean, she gave me, this is a woman that's been in the industry for a long time at a high level. And for her to take the time out to give me advice, pose with me, but on the side, she could have just been very mechanical. Okay, this is what you need to do. But she said, hey, I'm going to give you some advice. Keep your head down, listen to your coach, do the work, and enjoy it. Enjoy life. And so that means a lot. And like I said, we met some great people. We enjoy it together. I mean, that's everybody that I missed. I'm sorry. Oh, my family, Brad's family, his family's been great. They come to see our shows. He comes from a really great family. My family's been great. We lucked out getting each other, so it works out really good.
Yeah, you'll know traveling, to shows or other gyms, you find out it is a small community of people that all share the same interests, and we all have the same goals and want to see each other do better and be better than what they were, the day before. And that's what it's all about. Just trying to make yourself better than your former self, or pushing past a life event or an injury, just to make yourself better. So.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to find these bonds, these friendships, this family within the sport. Even though bodybuilding is a small sport, but it's a growing community. You have it's really like I've interviewed ladies as far as Australia, South Africa, ladies in Canada, and people here in the States, and it's all y'all all have that same common bond. the love for the sport and the love of competing, and also just the lifestyle of it. That I've talked to ladies who were like in their 60s, and they told me, "Hey, I'm 60-something years old." I thought you were 40. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's what I tell women. I said, y'all don't understand. If you lift weights, it's gonna fill in the wrinkles. You won't have saggy skin. I tell people that, oh, I don't want to get big. Okay, the weightlifting, listen, and then they make all these excuses. I just think sometimes they just don't want to do it. When people make excuses that I just don't want to do it, just tell me you don't want to do it. But they don't understand the lifting weights helps you with it slows down the aging process. It's with life. You get 70-year-old women. I met a lady at a gym. She was in her 70s. She was lifting big dog bags. You know how heavy a big thing of dog food is? Like, yeah, she was strong, but she's lifted weights so many years. So you want to be able to do things. Even if you stop bodybuilding, I still want to be able to. If I got my animals, I want to be able to go out there and work on, do my hay and get my eggs and do all that other stuff. So I mean, it's just the longevity and also building your muscle mass and your bones mass. So
life functionality, being able to do everyday tasks. Like my big thing is I want to be able to do something, not have to ask for help. Like if I need to move something or throw a cement grinder or a concrete grinder in the back of a vehicle, I got to be able to do it by myself. There's no one else around. So that's kind of why I harp on functionality, fitness for functionality or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can do everyday tasks and not a lot of injuries happen outside the gym. People don't realize is you usually hurt yourself. You got hurt to pick something up or move something, but you don't lift weights to get, train your bodies to be able to do that. So that's when you injure yourself. So, that's why I kind of harp on, it's even if you're not trying to, you don't have to trying to become a bodybuilder, but at least lift weights so you can do normal day-to-day tasks and not have an issue.
Yeah. Always typical women just say, I don't want to be like her. I don't want to be too muscular.
Oh, yeah, I hear that.
No, you're not gonna be like her.
Like Arnold said, don't worry, you won't.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Like, get to the chopper.
Yeah.
So, folks, we do appreciate the Colmans for coming in here, take the time to talk with me. We wish y'all the best. We wish Brad best of luck at Nationals. We wish best of luck to Beverly on this upcoming show. I hope it gets a regional qualification. National qualification. Folks, if you like us again, if you want to follow them, the link is right here in the live stream. Check her out. Follow them, support them. If you also are, here's one thing. I think sponsorship does help. It does help, especially if you are someone out there who has a business and you're interested in helping them out. A little stuff. But there's these creepy say, "Hey there, Brad and Beverly. I like y'all. I got an idea for y'all. A little couple thing. You think you want to do it? No. Stop it. No, we're not. They say, Mr. and Mrs. Colman, we have a plan for you. We like your energy. We like your personality. Brad, your history as a service person and also as an officer of law, that interests us. We want to sponsor y'all if y'all are interested in our product, and we want to see y'all grow further. We have a great relationship and maybe grow it in the future. That's what we like to do for both of you. That's what we like to see. Opportunities given, and if someone out there, if you are someone who's like maybe wanting to promote somebody, small things can help out. Like, okay, Brad got a car. Hey, give some gas. Beverly maybe need a little something like a new suit. If you're like someone who's a suit designer, give her a discount. Those little things help out in this sport. Saves the cost, the expense of everything else. These athletes can really appreciate it, and they can really use those things.
Thank you so much for having us.
Appreciate it.
Well, like I said, yeah, you're welcome, and thank y'all for coming to take your time. We wish you best of luck. I'm gonna shout out to my man KL, the one who was here, my brother Lawrence Perkins, my man Davis Adams, also brother Rage, also everybody who's here who watched this video. Share, comment, subscribe. Support Brad and Beverly's path in the sport of bodybuilding. If you are someone interested in sponsoring them, let them know. Be serious. Don't be that weird guy. Don't be that weird guy. So, folks, I'd like to thank the lovely Mrs. Beverly and her husband, Mr. Colman. We wish you all the best in the future. And like I said again, if you ever want to come back on, I'm here. I got a lot of free time. I don't have a
Anytime. And if you want to ever do like a Q&A with someone else and have one of us to help you out, we'll be glad to do that.
one thing. Every Monday I do a thing called Muscle Talk Mondays. I have it around 3 o'clock. I might change it so often. We're gonna do if you are available. We're gonna do like a thing we talk about. If you know there's so many shows left for women's physique and women's bodybuilding for Olympic qualification. We'll do a little thing. We'll have some guests. If you ever want to come on one of my podcasts, you're a welcome guest. Either one of you.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right, you're welcome. So, folks, like I said, you want to follow them. The link is in the description of this live stream. Don't be that weird guy. I don't want to hear stories where Brad busts down a guy's house because he sits with his wife. They got the little puppy right there.
Hi, Kaya. Hi, Kaya.
This man's ex-Marine and a police officer.
Yeah.
I don't want no problems.
He's got one now though.
Yeah, but hey, I just warn y'all guys. I was warning you guys out there.
Yeah.
Behave. All right. Anyway, folks, thank you for coming through. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Best of luck. Use your mail away church page, aka the Emperor of Female Bible Talk. Like, don't subscribe. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night.
Bye.